The California air was cool. Dodger Stadium was alive. Lights blazed down on the perfect green field. Fans buzzed with an energy you could almost touch. This wasn't just any game, this was Mets versus Dodgers, a classic rivalry renewed under the vast Los Angeles sky. The scent of hot dogs and popcorn drifted through the stands. Cheers were already starting, small waves of sound. Anticipation hung heavy. Two great teams, two proud franchises. They were ready to battle. Every pitch, every swing would mean something. The players took the field. The Mets, in their road grays, looked determined. The Dodgers, in their iconic home whites, exuded confidence. You could see the focus in their eyes. This game mattered to them. It mattered to the thousands watching. The umpires gathered at home plate. The ritual began. Lineup cards exchanged. The crowd settled in, a low murmur replacing the earlier cheers. The first pitch was moments away. Let the game begin. The Mets came out swinging. Their leadoff hitter, let's call him Nimmo, worked the count. Then, a sharp single to center. Just like that, the Mets had a man on base. Aggression was the name of their game tonight. A stolen base followed. The catcher's throw was a fraction too late. Now a runner in scoring position. The next batter hit a screaming line drive. It found a gap in the outfield. The runner from second scored easily. The Mets were on the board. 1-0. Their fans, scattered throughout the stadium, made their presence known. But the Dodgers? They don't flinch, not in their own ballpark. Their half of the first inning began with purpose. Mookie Betts, always a threat, stepped into the box. Then, crack, a double down the left field line. The Dodger Blue faithful roared to life. They knew their team would answer, and answer they did. A ground ball moved Betts to third, then a sacrifice fly. Easy score. Just like that, the game was tied, 1-1. The early Mets momentum halted. The Dodgers had sent their own message. This was going to be good, each team landing a solid punch. The game settled for an inning. Pitchers found a bit of a groove, then came the top of the third. Pete Alonso stepped to the plate. The polar bear. He has that immense power, the kind that changes games with one swing. The Mets needed a spark. The score was still knotted at 1. Alonso took a pitch, watched another. Then he saw one he liked, a fastball, maybe a little too much over the plate. Alonso uncoiled. The sound of the bat was unmistakable. A thunderclap. The ball rocketed towards left field. It climbed higher and higher. There was no doubt about this one. Gone. A majestic home run. The Mets dugout erupted. Alonso trotted around the bases, a familiar sight. 2-1, Mets. That home run felt big. It silenced the Dodger Stadium crowd, if only for a moment. It gave the Mets the lead once more. But this is Dodger Stadium, and these are the Dodgers. They don't stay quiet for long. In the bottom of the third, they mounted their response. A walk, a stolen base showing their own speed, then a well-placed single. Tie game again, 2-2. After the early offensive bursts, the pitchers decided to take center stage. The fourth inning began a new chapter in this game. It was a chapter written by fastballs and breaking balls. The Mets' starting pitcher, let's say it was Kodai Senga, found his rhythm. His famous ghost forkball started to dance. Dodger hitters were swinging and missing, or they were hitting weak grounders. He looked locked in. Senga worked efficiently. He painted the corners. He changed speeds. 3 up, 3 down, quick, clean. The Mets' defense behind him was alert, but hardly tested. This was Senga's show for that half inning. He walked off the mound with a determined look. He was keeping his team right in this tight ballgame. Then it was the Dodgers' starter's turn. Let's imagine it was Walker Buehler back to his old self. He matched Senga pitch for pitch. The game's pace quickened. The scoreboard still read 2-2. The fifth inning rolled around, and the narrative remained the same. Pitching. Dominant, unyielding pitching. Kodai Senga took the mound for the Mets once more. He still looked strong. His confidence was evident in every motion. He attacked the Dodgers' hitters. He wasn't afraid to challenge them. Even the big names in that lineup were struggling to make solid contact. He mixed his pitches brilliantly. A fastball here, a slider there, and always, that devastating ghost fork. One Dodger hitter managed a bloop single, but Senga snuffed it out quickly. A strikeout, his 5th or 6th of the game. Then a perfectly turned double play. Inning over. Walker Buehler then came out for the bottom of the 5th. He seemed to feed off Senga's energy. He was just as sharp. His control was impeccable. He hit his spots with precision. The Mets batters tried to be patient, but Buehler wasn't making many mistakes. He induced weak contact. This was what you call a stalemate, but an exciting one. 2-2. The tension was almost unbearable. Into the sixth inning we went. The game felt like it was on a knife's edge. Would this be the inning where one of the starters finally blinked? Kodai Senga was back out there for the Mets. His pitch count was climbing, but he showed no signs of fatigue. He was still bringing the heat, still getting those crucial swings and misses. This was a gutsy performance. He was keeping his team alive. The Dodgers tried to manufacture something, a leadoff walk, always dangerous. The crowd stirred, a stolen base attempt, but the Mets catcher was ready, a perfect throw, out at second, a huge play. It killed the budding rally before it could even start. Senga bore down. He got a strikeout for the second out, then a harmless fly ball to end the inning. Another 0 on the board for the Dodgers. Senga had done his job and then some. Now it was Walker Buehler's turn again. Could he match Senga's continued excellence? The answer was a resounding yes. The seventh inning, often a turning point in close games. The Mets sensed an opportunity. Buehler was still in the game for the Dodgers, but perhaps he was tiring. The Mets' leadoff hitter worked a tough walk, patience at the plate. A good sign. The visiting dugout clapped with encouragement, then, a sharp single to right field. Suddenly runners on first and second. Nobody out. This was the Mets' chance. The Dodger Stadium crowd grew anxious. You could hear the nervous murmurs. The Dodgers manager made a slow walk to the mound. Was this it for Buehler? No, just a conference. A pep talk. Buehler stayed in. He had to dig deep. The pressure was immense. The next batter hit a hard ground ball. The Dodgers shortstop, a blur of motion, dove to his left. He snagged the ball. In one fluid movement he flipped it to second base for one out. The second baseman relayed it to first. Double play, an incredible rally-killing, soul-crushing double play. The stadium erupted. The score remained 2-2. The Mets brought in a reliever for the bottom of the seventh. Senga's night was done. A brilliant outing. But now it was up to the bullpen. They managed to get through the seventh unscathed. Still 2-2. Then came the eighth inning. The air crackled with anticipation. These are the innings where heroes are made, or where hearts are broken. The Dodgers faithful were on their feet. They sensed something. The Mets reliever looked sharp to start the inning. He got the first out, then the second. It seemed like we were heading to the ninth, still tied. But then, Freddie Freeman stepped into the batter's box. Freeman, a former MVP, a clutch performer. He always seems to rise to the occasion. The crowd noise swelled. They knew what he was capable of. He worked the count, fouled off some tough pitches. He was battling. Then the pitcher delivered. Freeman saw his pitch. He swung. That smooth, powerful left-handed stroke. The ball leaped off his bat. It soared high and deep towards right field. The Mets outfielder drifted back to the warning track, back to the wall. It was gone. A home run. The top of the ninth inning. Last chance for the New York Mets. 3 outs to score at least 1 run, or their hard-fought battle would end in defeat. The Dodgers brought in their closer, a man known for his ice-cold veins and overpowering stuff. The stadium was buzzing. Every fan was standing. The tension was a thick blanket over Chavez Ravine. Could the Mets find a way? Could they muster one final rally? Their leadoff hitter battled. He fouled off pitch after pitch. He worked a full count. Then, a sharp single to left field. Hope? A flicker of it for the Mets fans. The tying run was on base. The Dodgers closer took a deep breath. He refocused. The next batter stepped in. He represented the go-ahead run. The closer went to work. Fastball, slider, fastball, strike 3, 1 out. The crowd roared its approval. The next Met hitter put up a fight. He made contact. A fly ball to deep center field. For a moment it looked like it might find a gap. But the Dodgers center fielder running at full speed made a fantastic running catch. 2 outs. The runner on first had to hold. Just 1 out away now. The final Mets batter came to the plate, the weight of the game on his shoulders.